In the dazzling world of Kriana Fantasy, a wildly popular dating action RPG set in the hallowed halls of Kriana Royal Academy, players get to play Puppet Master with their choices, weaving a narrative with more twists than a soap opera and endings as varied as my attempts to cook dinner without setting off the smoke alarm. On the game screen, the male protagonist is locked in a heart-pounding clash with a shadowy, demonic magic beast. But if combat's not your vibe, you can pivot to romance, like when Celia, the charming blonde heroine, flashes a smile brighter than a toothpaste ad and invites the protagonist to lunch. Dialogue options pop up, letting you charm her socks off. Or, if you're me, accidentally pick the option that makes you sound like a socially awkward potato. With its vast freedom and many endings, Kriana Fantasy hooks players with gameplay so dynamic, it's practically doing cartwheels. But there's a fly in the ointment, and his name is Alba Eratia, the game's ultimate antagonist and professional vibe ruiner. This smug, elite son of a duke struts around with an arrogance so thick you could cut it with a butter knife. His piercing words flash in the game's text box. "You disgust me, you worthless trash. Get out of my sight before I lose my lunch." Ouch, Alba. Tell us how you really feel. With his sharp-toothed smirk and a womanizing streak that makes Casanova look like a monk, Alba's the kind of villain who'd steal your lunch money and your love interest, then laugh about it over a glass of overpriced wine. No matter which path you choose, this guy's there, blocking your way like a human roadblock with a superiority complex. The scene shifts to a tranquil, isolated valley tucked in the mountains, where a young boy, surprise, it's Alba, yawns dramatically, stretching under a sunrise so gorgeous it's practically showing off. Another morning, another chance to live my best potato farming life. He's living the simple life in a wooden house, swinging a hoe in a field. Wiping sweat from his brow, he sighs. 3 years since I got yeeted into Alba Erishia's body. Reincarnation's great, until you realize you're the bad guy who gets skewered in every ending. 5 stars, would not recommend. A flashback whisks us to Duke Arishia's mansion, where a disoriented Alba stands in a room so lavish it screams, "I have too much money and zero taste." He blinks, muttering, "Where am I? And why does this place look like the set of a fantasy soap opera?" Fragments of memory flicker. Something about a certain game he used to play, probably while eating instant noodles and ignoring his laundry pile. Remembering the game at Kriana Royal Academy, the fairy tale heart of the game, Alba's villainy takes the center stage. In one route, he's clutching the Saint, a tearful younger heroine with a grin so wicked it could curdle milk. "She's mine, hero," he sneers, "and I'll treat her better than you ever could. Probably with a yacht." Her distressed sobs only fuel his ego. In darker routes, Alba's drunk on evil, surrounded by swirling dark energy like he's cosplaying a budget supervillain. "I'll crush you and this academy," he vows, his gaze burning with the intensity of someone who just found out their coffee order was decaf. Other routes show his versatility. In a dragon's cave, he snatches the treasure, crowing, "Hero? Me? Sure, let's go with that." In another, he lounges on a throne, proclaiming, "My family owns this town and I own this vibe." And in the chaos route, he's unleashing mayhem, shouting, "Time to burn it all down, starting with my reputation." The perspective shifts to Abel, a young man staring into a mirror, his face screaming, "Why is this my life now?" He mutters, "Alba Erishia, ultimate villain. Of course I'd reincarnate as the guy who gets yeeted into oblivion in every route. My luck's so bad I'd trip over a rainbow and break my nose." His hands tremble, sweat dripping like he's auditioning for a nervous breakdown. He realizes Alba's death is a guaranteed plot point, whether it's a sword through the heart for stealing the heroine or a dramatic takedown to stop his evil shenanigans. "Death flag? More like death banner waving over my head," he groans. Enraged, he slams his fist on the desk, shouting, "Nope, not signing up for this. I didn't ask to be the bad guy in a game I used to rage quit." Staring at a wall of swords, he resolves, "I'm rewriting the script, even if I have to bribe the goddess of destiny with my non-existent charm." Cut to Duke Arishia's manor at night, where a servant bursts in panting, "Young Master Alba's gone AWOL, again." A man, probably Abel's dad, roars, "That little scamp's at it again." The servant stammers, "And he took all the valuables." The man's face turns redder than a tomato in a blender, bellowing, "That cursed boy! When I find him, I'll tan his hide so hard he'll wish he was never born." Meanwhile, Abel, cloaked in a hood and dragging a bag of pilfered loot through a forest, grits his teeth. "Run away from destiny? Check. Steal family heirlooms? Double check. Look like a shady yard sale vendor? Nailed it." He plans to sell the valuables and live quietly in the countryside, muttering, "Surviving's the goal. No death flags, no drama. Just me and a nice, boring life. Maybe I'll get a cat." 3 years later, in a quaint cottage nestled in a serene mountain valley, Abel's dyed his hair, cut it short, and bought a home that screams, "I'm retired at 20. He muses, "This is less convenient than my old life's Wi-Fi, but at least I'm not dodging swords." Sweating, he declares, "I'm alive, baby. Take that, destiny." A voice calls from the cottage, apologizing for sleeping in. Celia steps out, waving a letter. Abel waves back, thinking, great, the goddess of destiny's back with her cosmic prank show, and I'm the punchline. Celia giggles, chirping, good morning, and waving the letter. Abel quips, if that's about my debt, eat it. Paper's high in fiber, right? Celia puffs her cheeks, retorting, I'm not a goat, Alba. He chuckles, patting her head, saying, my bad, Celia. You're more of a sassy llama. She huffs, pretending to be annoyed, but loving it, her eyes closing in a content, cat-like squint. Abel's thoughts darken, though. Celia Margaret, saintess extraordinaire, healer, disaster predictor, and walking death flag magnet. Why do I keep tripping over the main cast? I moved to the middle of nowhere to avoid this. Flashback to 6 months ago. Abel's harvesting potatoes, muttering, nice yield. Thank the game gods for familiar veggies. Imagine if I had to eat fantasy broccoli. He's relieved Alba's family hasn't hunted him down, but village gossip stings. That nasty Arishia kid's dead, one villager whispers. Another adds, good riddance. Maybe the town will have some peace. Abel winces, thinking, oof, my family didn't even deny it. Guess Alba was the black sheep and the scapegoat. A scream pierces the air, birds scattering. Abel mutters, that's not a happy scream, unless someone's really excited about potatoes. In the distance, a carriage is under attack by hooded assassins. A guard collapses, blood gushing, urging the saintess to flee. Celia, in her priestly robe, trembles, tears streaming as she whimpers, this can't be happening. An assassin lunges with a scythe, and she screams. A blast of energy sends the assassin flying into a tree with a thud. Abel steps forward, declaring, I don't know what's going on, but making girls cry? That's a hard pass, buddy. Spotting Celia, his face falls. Oh, come on. A main heroine? I moved to the mountains to avoid this soap opera. He clutches his head, groaning. Destiny's out here playing whack-a-mole with my peace and quiet. Another assassin charges, and Celia yells, run! Abel unleashes a second, beefier energy blast, turning the attacker into a human piñata. His expression hardens, thinking, well, cat's out of the bag. No one doing this cameo. He's been training in magic daily, determined to dodge his doomed fate. Killing's not my vibe, he thinks. But this game world's trying to make me the final boss. Not today, goddess of destiny. Only Abel and Celia remain amidst the wreckage. He asks if she's okay, then winces. Dumb question, she's clearly not. The guard's dead, and Abel mutters, I am sorry I couldn't save your companions. Celia collapses, sobbing. I can't do this anymore. She spills her guts. As the saintess, she's on a pilgrimage, constantly targeted by power-hungry goons who want to use or destroy her. Innocent people die protecting me, she cries. I'm second only to the Pope, but all I want is a normal life. Abel watches, thinking, in the game, this would be her tragic backstory. IRL is just a girl crying her heart out. This hits different. Her despair tugs at him, and he sighs. Great, my heart's doing the thing where it cares. Rookie mistake. Gently placing his hands on her head, he startles her. Smiling, he says, want to come to my place? It's not a palace, but it's got potatoes. Celia blinks, stammering. Your house? Abel scratches his head, flustered. Yeah, that came out weird. Look, you're exhausted. Resting's okay. Smiling's better than crying, trust me. He adds, if destiny's making you miserable, run from it. And if you got nowhere to go, run with me. In his mind, he groans. She's a death flag magnet, but I can't just leave her sobbing. I'm not that much of a jerk. Celia, tearful but hopeful, takes his hand, introducing herself. He smiles, saying, call me Alba. Smooth move, Abel, committing to the alias like a secret agent with a bad haircut. 6 months later, Abel watches Celia, thinking, smiling suits her way better than tears. Look at her, practically glowing like a shoujo manga heroine. He nods at the letter, asking, what's the mail say? It's from her dad, the Pope. Celia suddenly hugs him, nearly knocking him over, and asks softly, will you stay with me? Abel chuckles. Whoa, easy there, tackle hug champ. With a resolute nod, he says, I saved you, so I'm on the hook for keeping you safe. Deal. Celia's eyes light up and she squeezes tighter, almost toppling him. He stumbles, laughing. Okay, you're stronger than you look. In his mind, he panics. She probably needs an escort to the church. This is my fault for playing hero. Celia holds up a flyer, chirping, let's go here together. Abel's eyes widen in horror. It's a pamphlet for Kriana Royal Academy. The Academy, he thinks. That's the death flag capital of this world. I swore I'd never go near that executioner's block. Celia, oblivious, says her dad thinks it'll give her a normal life. Abel's mind screams, Destiny's got me in a chokehold. Celia beams. With you there, it'll be the best school life ever. Her excitement clashes with Abel's dread. His face a mask of "why me" as he silently screams, "I'm doomed."